Okay, we're in front of this weird red statue. I don't really know what it is, but I figured it was kind of a good place to stand and make another video. We're going to follow up medical history and talk about family medical history. Essentially, all of the questions you just asked regarding a person's history. So, surgeries, medicines, mental health history, substance abuse history. You ask about family members. When we say family members, we mean direct family members, so mom, dad, siblings. I need blood relatives. I don't need Uncle Hee-Haw's third cousin once removed by marriage, because there is no genetic link or factor in that sense. This is an unlikely question to come up with kids, although you may, a child may say, my mommy is always sick or my daddy is always sick. And at that point, you want a behavioral description of what they're talking about. In general, we're looking, we mostly take family medical history when somebody is ill themselves. So if you have a client who has heart disease, I want to know, is their family heart disease? If you have a client who has had a number of hip replacement, I want to know if there's a genetic indicator for those hip replacements, or was there a lot of steroid use or alcoholism that caused degenerative bone problems. So I'm asking specific to like a problem that somebody has. This would be true for mental illness or substance abuse. We know that while there's a significant environmental factor in both of those illnesses, there is also a genetic factor. So for instance, if you have a client who has bipolar disorder, there is a likelihood that there are family members who have bipolar disorder. And so you want to see, who is this? How is it, do they have children who have it? Same with depression and anxiety. There may not have been a formal diagnosis, again, as we start to talk back generations. So people may say things like, well, Aunt Betty never left the house. She was very worried and never participated in social activities with people. So that may, the closest you can get to some family medical history could just be behavioral indicators that you'll want to get. This is especially true of senior adults. We did not recognize mental health disorders in the 40s and 50s the same way that we do now. There have been name changes. So for instance, older adults, say in World War II, may talk about shell shock, whereas people today, we would talk about post-traumatic stress disorder. And so taking a family medical history can be a little trickier just because of new medical advances or new changes, and simply seeking treatment as well, or disclosing. Some people do not think it's their place to disclose a family medical history. It's private, and so they may disclose their own, but not somebody else's in their family. So do the best you can. Again, the more mainstream cancer, we'll talk about heart disease, we'll talk about substance abuse, maybe not, mental illness, maybe not. But you'll get a feel at least that this was a experience that your client may have had in their history. That about wraps up family, medical, psychiatric, and substance abuse history.